Teresa, welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me here today. If you're new, hello and welcome, and if you're regular, thank you for coming back again today. It has been a long time since I last did a journal flip on my channel. For those of you that subscribe to my channel, watch my channel regularly, I do very little in the way of art journaling on here. If you follow me on Instagram or in a couple of the groups that I'm in on Facebook, you'll see that I do a lot of illustration and art journaling. I tend to keep the two separate for the most part. I like to teach techniques and, particular skills here on YouTube. The drawing, the illustration, the art journaling, that's something that I do more for my own pleasure rather than to share with others. But as I've just completed three quite considerable projects over the course of the last month, I really wanted to share them with you in this video flip today. And I know a lot of people that have been participating in the same challenges as me, that have been following me on other social media, are keen to see the completed piece today, all in, rather than sort of on a day-by-day basis. October is traditionally a time when you find a lot of drawing challenges. All began with Inktober, I guess, which is a list of prompts each day. There is a new word and you draw something inspired by that word. I have completed the Inktober challenge. My pictures are inside this little journal here. The second thing that I've done today is also a daily prompt, and this is a travel journal. Basically, each day we were given a different destination and had to create something based on that. I have created this project here, and I'm keen to show you what I did with this. The third project that I'm going to be sharing today is basically based on an online course that I've taken. Now I'm going to put all the links below if you want to go and check out any of these prompt lists, the course that I took. Please feel free to go and have a look, see if it's something that you want to do. Basically the Inktober and the Daisy travel prompt list, I mean, they're just in the public domain. Go for it if you want to follow along, create some artwork. The Virtual Voyage 2 course, it is a paid course. It isn't free. You do need to pay to sign up and take part in that. But I hope that maybe by seeing what I've created over the course of the 2 weeks that this went on for, it might be something that you're interested in. So I'm going to begin with the simplest thing that I've done through October, and that is the Inktober challenges. I love this little journal. It's a Sea White of Brighton 5-inch square journal, and it's really just a nice little compact size to work on. And for Inktober, I wanted something quite simple. I wanted to keep this simple line work, and I decided to interpret the daily prompts with a Disney theme. So everything that's in here is a character by Disney, owned by Disney. That's how I wanted to challenge myself with that, but keeping the designs quite simple. So day one, we had fish, and here is the little fish Cleo from Pinocchio. Day two was Wisp, and here we have Merida, I believe her name is, from Brave, following her little Will-o'-the-Wisp. Day three's prompt was Bulky, and I've drawn Baymax here. Day four, the prompt was Radio, and this is RC from Toy Story. Day five, our prompt was Blade. Could have gone with a few different things here, but decided to go with Mulan, cutting her hair. Day six, this prompt was Rodent, and of course had to do Mickey Mouse. Next up we had Fancy, and this is Marie, one of my favourite characters from the Aristocats. Then we had Teeth, and of course this is Stitch, well known for his big smiling mouth full of teeth. Then the prompt was Throw, and I decided to go really old school here and draw Goofy in his pitcher's uniform. Then the prompt was Hope. Not quite such an obvious one to illustrate, but I've chosen the beast here holding his rose, hoping that he's going to be able to break the curse that has befallen him. Next up was Disgusting, and this is Disgust from Inside Out. Loved that film, really enjoyed that film, and she was such a great character. Then we had Slippery, and of course Bambi on ice, you know, everybody's favourite. Everybody's seen this clip, whether you've seen the film or not. We all know Bambi slipping and sliding about on the frozen pond. The next prompt was Dune, as in sand dune. So I've chosen to draw the genie. And then we had the prompt of armour. And here we have a knight. This was from The Sword in the Stone. Next up was Outpost. I didn't find this one an easy one at all to work on, but eventually settled on one of the green toy soldiers from Toy Story. They were there scouting out the presents, I think, for Andy's birthday or Andy's sister's birthday. Next up was Rocket, and I decided to illustrate the Rocketeer. Then we had Storm, and although I did mention this on Instagram, I'm of an age where I don't think of Star Wars as being Disney. I grew up with Star Wars, but you know, the Star Wars franchise is now owned by Disney, so that gave me the liberty to draw the Stormtrooper here for the prompt. Next up, the prompt was Trap, and here is little Tinkerbell trapped inside the lantern. Then we had Dizzy, and I decided to do the fun Donald Duck looking very, very dizzy and startled. Next prompt was Coral, and I've drawn Ariel from The Little Mermaid. And then we had Sleep. Now, I could have gone for Sleeping Beauty, but I decided to go for Sleepy from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. He's very, very cute. Then the prompt was Chef. So here we have our little rat Remy from Ratatouille. The next prompt was Rip, and I decided to interpret that as RIP. So here we have Sparky from Frankenweenie in front of his gravestone there. Next prompt was Dig, and I found this one quite difficult, but I decided to go with the gopher from Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. The next prompt is Buddy, and here is Andy with his best buddy Woody. Then the prompt was Hide, and here is Alice peeping round the curtain, looking at all the wonderful things in Wonderland. The next prompt was Music, and this is Miguel from Coco, another of my favourite films. Something I might watch that tomorrow, I think. It is, the right time of year to watch that. The next prompt was Float, and here is Winnie the Pooh floating on his big balloon, surrounded by the buzzing bees and looking very content with himself. Then our prompt is Shoes, and here is the little seedling that Wally planted in the boot. I like that. I love the film, very sentimental film, but a nice image to draw there. Then our prompt was Ominous, and here is Dr. Facilier from The Princess and the Frog. Another great film, one I only watched recently, but really, really enjoyed it. Love the songs that are in that and the music. And our final prompt for today, the 31st, is Crawl, and here is Oogie Boogie, who is full of all the creepy crawlies. Great character, loved The Nightmare Before Christmas, and you will see later in the flip later on how much of a Tim Burton fan I am. So that was my project for Inktober. Kept that one nice and simple, really, because I knew I was going to be working on other things. So secondly, I am going to share my Daisies travel journal. And to say, this set of prompts was created by James Luke Burke, and as I said at the beginning, I will put all links down below if you want to go and check out these. Daisy is a fictional character that he first created a couple of years ago now, and he created a load of prompts for people in his Facebook group and people who follow him on social media, etc., to illustrate, and we all collaborated actually, and he created a book using illustrations that all the people that had participated in the challenge had created. 2 years later, we will fast forward to this year, and he decided to bring back Daisy because we all loved her so much. And this time he created a list of 31 places that Daisy has visited, and the challenge really was to create a travel journal. You could interpret this in any way that you wanted to. You know, people have created little Polaroids, just general illustrations, pictures in a journal, all sorts of different ways, and that was the fun thing about these challenges. Everybody looks at it in a different light. Everybody puts their own spin on it. And I decided to create a series of postcards as if Daisy was sending a postcard home to us from whatever destination she is visiting that day. And I bought myself, this is just like a little photo album, and I've stored all the postcards in this. I've decorated the front with a bit of washi tape, put some stickers on it. But I had an awful lot of fun creating these. Now, before I start, I'm going to take them out of here because there's going to be a bit of glare on the pockets that the postcards are in, and I think that's going to be a little bit annoying. So I'm just going to take them all out and then I can show you what I created. So for every day there is a caption, prompt, however you would like to describe it, followed by a place, and they're all real places, really. I will say, with the exception of possibly Santa's workshop, which may or may not be in existence for real. I've never been to the North Pole, so I'm not entirely sure. But I've created a postcard. I've used Strathmore watercolour postcards, actually, and I will recommend them. They're excellent, and if I can find a link down below in the Amazon storefronts, I will list it down there. All of these are created using watercolour and a little bit of pencil for added detail, but I've had great fun interpreting and illustrating these prompts, as well as creating a message from Daisy on the back of each one. So day one, we have Mermaid Pond, Southwest Rocks, Australia. Greetings from down under, my journey starts right here, swimming with the mermaids where the water's warm and clear. Next we move on to Centre Stage, Sydney Opera House, Australia. Got a bit of sparkle on this one here. The leading lady got taken ill, so here I am, topping the bill, taking centre stage for just one night. I hope that I don't get stage fright. Really enjoyed creating this one. Sort of a collage of images on there. Day 3 is Dreamtime, Uluru, Australia. Today I visited Uluru to see this ancient site. I climbed right to the top as day turned into night, heard stories of the Dreamtime and how the world was born, then climbed back down to the ground as night became the dawn. Had a lot of fun researching Aboriginal art to come up with a concept for this one. Day 4, Coconut Shrimps, Hawaii, USA. Aloha from Hawaii, I'm on a sandy shore. The sky and sea are both so blue, who could ask for more? The tiki bar has cocktails with parasols and straws, and later on a barbecue with coconut shrimp and s'mores. Day 5, Serving Face, Mount Rushmore, USA. Travelling in the USA, South Dakota is the next stop. I saw the strangest mountain, it had 4 heads on top. Some presidents, I counted 3. The 4th one, though, looked just like me. This was really fun. Totally not my usual style. Had a lot of fun coming up with the idea for this one. The next prompt is Flowers in My Hair, Golden Gate Bridge, USA. On the hippie trail in Frisco Bay with flowers in my hair, I met some lovely people with lots of love to share. Again, totally fun, bright neon colours. Really, really enjoyed doing this as a contrast to the previous one. Day 7, the prompt is Getting Away, San Francisco, USA. Clang, clang, clang goes the trolley. I'm holding on tight with my hand. Getting away is so much fun on the steepest streets in the land. And there's our Daisy hanging onto a trolley car as it goes whizzing down a hill. Day 8, Daisywood, Hollywood, USA. Home of the movies, Tinseltown. I walked the red carpet in my best gown. Won an award, I knew I could. Let's rename this place Daisywood. So a little bit of fun there. Again, some touches of metallic paint. It's really nice to be able to show that in a video because that doesn't show necessarily on just in a photograph. Day 9, Living the Magic, Disneyland, USA. At Disneyland, where dreams come true, I saw a giant mouse dancing with a princess right outside her house. And there's our Daisy with her mini ears outside Sleeping Beauty's castle. Day 10 is Daisy of the Dead, Tijuana, Mexico. And here's our Daisy, all made up, ready for her Day of the Dead parade. South of the border, down Mexico way, to celebrate the dead today, faces painted, banners hung, families gather, old and young. And staying in South America, we have Equator Skater in Quito, Ecuador. Greetings from Quito, a high-altitude city. Roller skating, sightseeing, it all looks so pretty. And day 12 is Running Amok, Salem, USA. Witches and warlocks roaming the streets, running amok, playing trick or treat. Day 13's prompt is My Playbill, New York, New York. And I've really enjoyed creating a collage here of West End posters. Last night I was in the spotlight, starring in a Broadway show. I would love to stay and sing some more, but I know I have to go. My journey isn't halfway yet. My passport's in my hand. I'll send another postcard when the next plane lands. Day 14, Free Rides, Niagara Falls, Canada. Daredevil Daisy gets ready to go, ride the falls in a barrel. What a great show. With her audience cheering, she jumps with panache, does 3 somersaults backwards and lands with a splash. Really enjoyed this. It's a nice, just fun, light-hearted illustration. And I really, at this point, really was enjoying creating all these poems to go on the back of the postcards. At first I was not sure whether I'd bitten off more than I could chew, but at this point I am having so much fun. Day 15, Ye Olde Toy Shop, Santa's Workshop, North Pole. And here again we've got some more metallic paint on the sign there. Hope that we can see that. At the top of the world, at the North Pole, is the home of a famous jolly old soul. He has a team of small elves who craft all the toys so he can deliver them to good girls and boys. Next up on day 16, Relaxation Station, Nassau, Bahamas. And here's our Daisy enjoying the sunset, lying on a hammock on a sandy beach. I've been so very busy through the first half of my vacation, so now it's time to slow right down and enjoy some relaxation. Day 17, Transatlantic, Cruise Ship, Atlantic Ocean. Off to Europe across the sea, what will be waiting there for me? Daisy's grand tour is about to start. I can't wait to see all the sculpture and art. Day 18 is Daisy, Phone Home, London, England. London calling, this city rocks. They keep their phones in a big red box. I called to tell you I miss you all, but please don't worry, I'm having a ball. Staying in London for day 19, Bigger Ben, London, England. Here's our Daisy with the London skyline silhouetted behind her. I saw Big Ben as the clock struck 3. It was the biggest clock tower I ever did see. Day 20, French pyramids, Paris, France. And here's our Daisy, recreated in an iconic painting. The Mona Lisa's famous face smiles inside the Louvre, Leonardo's greatest work beneath a pyramid roof. Day 21, Berets and Baguettes, Paris, France. Bonjour, ça va, as the French say. Greetings from Paris. Do you like my beret? I think Daisy's looking very stylish and chic today in her, shall I say, slightly more stylish glasses today. Day 22, Eating Cake, Versailles, France. Today a meeting with Queen Marie at the palace for afternoon tea, fanciful pastries and cakes to eat, a wonderful scrumptious tasty treat. Really had a lot of fun with this, and there is some metallic. She has shimmering pink hair. Very pretty image, that one. Day 23, Dancing Queens, Santorini, Greece. And I had to recreate the scene from one of my favourite films, Mamma Mia. On Santorini, I met some queens dancing with their tambourines. They asked me to sing along. I couldn't refuse, my favourite song. Day 24 is Hoping and Wishing, Rome, Italy. And here's our Daisy in front of the Trevi Fountain. Throw a coin in the fountain and you're bound to return, they say. I feel like Audrey Hepburn on her Roman holiday. Day 25 is Songs and Stripes, Venice, Italy. Cruising down the Grand Canal under the Bridge of Sighs, this dreamy floating city is one of Europe's highs. Day 26 is Bowopolis, Athens, Greece. A ruined temple on a rocky outcrop, rows of pillars with bows on top. Is that Athena looking down? No, it's Daisy wearing a crown. And here's our lovely Daisy, part of the architecture. Really enjoyed this one, and that pop of pink just sets off that illustration. Day 27, Hieroglyphics, Giza. Underneath the pyramid, inside the mummy's tomb, I saw the strangest writing all around the room. Symbols, shapes and patterns carved for all to see, and in amongst the painted gods, a girl who looked like me. And there's our lovely Daisy, painted on the wall, and some nice little metallic touches to that one as well. Day 28, In the Wild, South Africa, Africa. Lions, giraffes and elephants, oh my, living under the African sky. I'm off on safari, what will I see? Wish you were here to find out with me. Day 29, Wallflower, Beijing, China. The Chinese people built a wall across their country. It wasn't small. They built it tall and they built it strong. It still stands today, 10,000 miles long. Day 30. Hiked all night, Mount Fuji, Japan. The iconic summit of Fujisan peeped through the clouds as my day began. I hiked all day and into the night till I reached Japan's highest height. And finally, day 31, Cat Cafe, Harajuku, Japan. I've reached the final stop of my travels round the world and seen so many places that my head is in a whirl. The perfect place to rest a while and have a cup of tea is this cosy cafe with a cat upon my knee. I really wish that you had travelled with me as I went, but hope that you had fun by reading all the cards I sent. It's time to say my final farewell to you all today, but don't be sad, I'm sure our paths will cross another day. And I had so much fun creating this. I had so much fun watching the other people that were participating in this particular challenge as well. We all created some totally different original works. Every so often we'd have a day and we think, oh look, we've all gone along the same sort of route, and other days we were just so diverse in what we created. It was a pleasure to see all the posts on Instagram and Facebook, and I really enjoyed being part of this. I have a few postcards left actually. These postcards come in packs of 15. So I had to buy 3 packs to do my 31 days. So I'm very tempted to send Daisy off on another 2-week holiday to use up the postcards I've got and fill the empty spaces in the back of my album. And the final journal that I'm sharing was not so much a daily prompt list as a course that I took. It's a course on Teachable by James Luke Burke, and it was great fun to participate. It ran over a period of 2 weeks, but the course is there now. It is there for lifetime access. If anybody wants to join the course, sign up for the course and join it now. Everything is still there. The only difference being that there were a couple of live stream events throughout the duration of the 2 weeks that this was being posted. Obviously, they're all recorded and they're on there. You can watch them. You can still complete all the work that was there, but obviously you can't participate in the live chat that went on the particular days that the live streaming event was held. The course is called Virtual Voyage 2, and it is a course based on the art of Tim Burton, really, learning to look at Tim Burton's style and the characters he creates, the style that he draws in, and something that it was really close to my heart. I'm a big fan of Tim Burton, and I was really curious to learn more about him and try and sort of put some of his spin on characters into my own artwork. This is an Arteza journal that I created. For this is an 8-inch square journal, and I'm going to have a little flip through and show you what I did over the course of the last 2 weeks. So we begin with, one of the sandworms here. I've used him to create a border. Say it once, say it twice, 3 times a charm. Of course, it's a well-known line from Beetlejuice, but instead of shouting Beetlejuice, I'm shouting Burtonville, 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 because Burtonville is the destination for this virtual voyage. This is the theme of the course that we are taking part in. And this photograph, this is James, and this is James' husband, Steve, and they dressed up and created great fun entertainment for the live streams. That was absolutely brilliant. And these photographs are available to download as part of the course. There is a whole load of reference sheets. You can create a folder of reference sheets and PDF tutorials, lots, and collage sheets as well. This little girl here, she's from the collage sheets, as is this guy here. I've just popped a bit of washi tape behind him. But this is setting the scene, setting the mood for the course that we're going on. We began by looking at the style of Tim Burton, picking out different things that we spot within his artwork, motifs and patterns and things like that. We then created the Burtonator 2020, which allowed us to choose features and create characters just by randomly picking different head shapes, features, patterns, etc. Next, we moved on to looking at animals, and we were to do a portrait of pets. I doodled out some ideas for cats and fish, and then I created my finished pet portrait here of Jelly and Noodle. No longer my cats. They are technically my daughter's cats, and while she still lived at home, they lived with us. When she moved out, she took them with her. So they're still alive and well, but they don't live under our roof anymore. But totally different characters, and I feel I've caught their characters in this portrait. Next, we went on to a self-portrait. This is me, Tim Burton style. I really enjoyed creating that. And then we were to do a family portrait. So this is myself and my partner, and I popped the cats in there as well. And, you know, so pleased with how this turned out. It was great fun, sort of Burtonizing ourselves to create that. Then we had a tutorial showing us how to create this wonderful picture of Lydia Dietz. Lots of scribbling, lots of people killing their pens in the process, all the different scribbly textures in there. Great fun, really, really enjoyed that. Then we had our little Pumpkin King. He's there just moving the curtain out of the way. Added a quote in to fill the space on the page. He's really cute. The next thing we looked at was different plants. We'd done pets and now we were looking at plants. And this is the Ikebana shop, Tim Burton style. Some freaky, kooky looking plants. Lots of different sort of sketching ideas. Just looking at ways of creating different elements that you can add into your picture, really. Filled in some space with some little bugs. I thought we'll have some bugs there in amongst the plants. And then we created a floral display in a vase, our Ikebana display, and that was my finished piece there. Then we looked at fonsters. We were creating monsters, and then we were turning them into letters. So this was my basic monster, and this was him created in the shape of a letter T. An interesting way of transferring elements consistently by changing the body shape but keeping the elements the same. You could create sort of a consistent style, so that was really interesting to discover. Then we created our own Burtonville crazy little houses, and I based my spread on Edward Scissorhands. So over here we have the suburban pastel houses, and up here on the top of the hill is Edward's castle, done in shades of grey, just to sort of highlight the difference between the two zones in Edward Scissorhands. That's how I decided to interpret this particular lesson. Then we had there was a video tutorial, a behind the scenes of how a photo shoot was created, Tim Burton style, with lighting and characters, and it was just great fun. So I really liked the photographs, printed the photographs out to create this spread, added some little images. These are from the collage sheets that were available as part of the course. My background is all washi tape. I have a huge stash of washi tape, and it's about time I used it, so used that in the background, used more little washi tape with ghosts to attach these photographs, and just created a fun spread that is a memory of that particular video tutorial on that day. Then we had an In Your Style lesson where we looked at the Corpse Bride and reinterpreted the Corpse Bride in our own style. So this is my usual drawing style for faces, and she's looking, I think, far more beautiful than she does actually in the film. She's a little softer and a little less corpse-like. So I'm really pleased with how that turned out. Again, this is watercolour and pencil. The next lesson was one that I found actually quite tricky. The brief was to watch The Nightmare Before Christmas, sketching down as many ideas as you could throughout the course of the film, and then create a finished piece based on the sketches that you did. It wasn't so much about recreating a scene from the film, but finding elements and themes and motifs, little details that pop up on the screen as you're watching, and then incorporating them. And this is what I came up with here. Certain things, I mean, like these little boxes with the skulls on, these were from the scene with the Oogie Boogie. This wreath up here with the eyes was the wreath that was hung on the door and started eating the people. And then there's the little vampire, and the scalloped elements from the outfits of one of the characters. And so lots of little ideas and the patterns and things like that all came together in this piece here. And I really enjoyed it. I found it very difficult to sketch and watch the film at the same time. I ended up with 10 sheets of scribbly sketches and didn't think I'd pull anything from it. But having slept on it, came back to it the next day, I realised that, it was a successful lesson. There was lots of things in those sketches that I liked, and I did create this. So well worth doing, even though it was a little stressful at the time. Next up, I used some of the collage sheets to create this page again. So there was these lovely illustrations of teapots and cups with faces, and that made me kind of think of Beauty and the Beast. And then this lady here, her head and torso was one image. This that I used as her skirt was actually a monster. So I put the two together. She is Beauty and the Beast. And then these are all the crockery that's come to life in the castle. I then did add some doodling myself. I just extended the illustrations out just to fill in a little bit more of the space, just to add some of my own work to the page. And really happy with how that turned out. The next lesson was about creating a doorway. Obviously, in The Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack finds a doorway in the woods that leads him through to Christmas Town. And there are lots of other doorways there that we never get to have a peek behind. So we were to create a doorway that took us through to a different event, a different place. So this doorway here shows a sneak peek of what's behind. And this doorway takes us through to the land of Easter. And I have reinterpreted Easter in a Tim Burton style. Our Easter bunny is not looking his usual self, nor are the decorations, the little carrots with the eyes, and all the eggs with the stripes and checkerboards and swirls. We've got some strange looking Easter chicks about, as well as our, shall I say, carnivorous tulips there as well. Had a lot of fun creating that. Really like that interactive element in the page. And you'll see later on, I have in fact done another one because I had so much fun. Next up was some topiary hairdos. Edward Scissorhands, well known for creating topiaries in the gardens and then going on to create some stylish hairdos for the ladies that live in the town where he is staying. So we were given a template with which to do our own designs on, and these are the ones that I came up with. Rather than just stick them on the page, I created this salon window and popped them in there, and then just added some washi tape top and bottom. I found this washi tape with scissors and thought that was quite appropriate. Then we were looking at characteristics, body shapes, things like that, how we can change one character and change the mood by just changing certain things. All of these characters here are based on Tinkerbell, but we've given her different heads, different bodies, different legs, different wings, and just to show you the absolute variety that you can get, keeping just a few things consistent. She's always got her green dress, she's always got her little pom-poms on her shoes, she's always got her wings and her top knot, but everything else changes from character to character. So great fun, great exercise. Next up are our trick-or-treaters, our Virtual Voyage 2 trick-or-treaters. Really enjoyed this. This is a lesson really in speed. quick sketching, quick watercolouring, just being loose and intuitive and not fussing about it. And I love the results. Normally I spend too much time messing about, trying to keep things looking tidy. And this just shows that the looseness, the speed, the swiftness of this, it just works. And there is absolutely no need to be sort of nitpicking about it. So absolutely love doing this. Simple colour palette of like 3 colours. There was a bit of space here at the bottom. I could have put some journaling in, but I decided to add some more washi tape. So just a couple of strips of washi tape along the bottom to fill that space. Then we had another double page spread. We did this on the party night. This was a live stream event. And we've got Jack and Sally, half and half, and some Christmas motifs, Tim Burton style. So we have our little spindly Christmas tree here with decorations on, little robin and a star, pumpkin and a skull, our candy cane. And of course we've got Zero floating through the starry sky up there. So really enjoyed this. Again, watercolour with a little bit of colour pencil just to add some more detail. And lots of pen work again. Lots of, all of the outlines on these are done with Unipin fine liners. So here we have a couple of shelf monsters. The lesson here was to take inspiration from things on our shelves, look at the shapes, and then reinterpret those into characters. And I created these 2 little monsters from that, and that was great fun. And here we have my second door, as promised. Had so much fun. This door I decided to put in a tree. And we're going to wonder where this door is leading to. And this door goes through to Mardi Gras land. So some nice metallic touches here. The crowns are in gold. There's some little gold highlights up on the streamers. We've got masks, we've got king cake, we've got beads. And taking from the lesson with the little Tinkerbells, I have 3 party goers here, all come to join the parade, along with our King of Mardi Gras, who's over here. Again, absolutely loved that. Great fun. And I just love that interactive element of the door, I really do. Here we have our Beetlejuice babies. This was one of the downloadable collage images. Absolutely great fun. I think there is a YouTube video that shows these been created, but I used some scrapbooking paper, a bit more washi tape. Just wanted to use them in the book because they were so cute. Had to put them in, so they've gone into the journal there. Here I've got a couple more photographs. From our Halloween party night, we have James and Steve as Elton John and Freddie Mercury. They performed such a great number. Had to print those out. I have a little bit of washi tape here that says Little Moments. And then this is like a film strip overlay. I just wanted to record that night. It was such a fun experience being part of that night. So those photographs have gone in here. And then this spread here really is the culmination of everything that I've learnt through this course. The character design, working with ink, working with pattern, with proportions, everything, just the whole fun Tim Burton experience. So I created this page here, obviously circus themed, big balloons, balls, all black and white, but with these few little touches of red. I just wanted to lift it with a pop of colour, but I had great fun creating these. I mean, this character here, the ringmaster, he is based on Danny DeVito's character in the film Big Fish. So that's where I've got that inspiration from. And clowns pop up a lot in Tim Burton's art and his own artwork. So again, we have, you know, just crazy, terrifyingly funny looking characters, lots of pattern. Really enjoyed creating this. And then finally on the last page is our Burtonville passport stamp. This is another downloadable printable digi stamp. for completing the course. This has all the characters in that James himself created throughout the tutorials and the lessons. So you can see his little Pumpkin King and his Lydia, his Burtonville houses, the topiary hairdos, the flowers, the plants, his little fonsters, the self-portrait. It's all in there in his style. And I have to say, it was a fantastic experience, well worth doing. Really, really had a lot of fun. I would still say, if you haven't, even though you've missed the live streams, it's still worth paying for this course, taking this course. It's all recorded, it's all uploaded on there, and you won't be missing out on anything by doing this after the fact. But I just wanted to share it all with you, that it's been such a busy month for me, but totally enjoyable, and I'm really pleased with the results that I've got. So as always, if you enjoyed this, please leave me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I shall see you again in the next video. But for now, that's all. Bye.